Let's check out Denali National Park in Alaska. Now, this is one of the most beautiful places that I have ever gotten to visit. And before we get into it, can we just take a minute for the views out of the plane windows flying into Alaska? These videos were all taken at different times. I have had the unique opportunity to get to see Denali National Park both covered in snow and not covered in snow. And while the weather is definitely better in the summertime, getting to see the park covered in snow was a completely different experience, and I am so thankful that I got to see it. This is one of my favorite spots in the park. This little river, I sat here for about 40 minutes and just kind of contemplated my life. Once you get into the park, there is no cell phone service, so I was able to sit there and kind of just unplug and really just relax and take in the scenery, the nature. I put my feet in this river, which was still freezing cold even in July. There are tons of trails around here that you can walk, but just beware, Denali National Park is definitely bear country. I chose to drove my car through the park instead of taking one of the bus tours, and I highly recommend doing this so that you can just take your time at all of the overlooks, at all of the trails, and not be on anybody else's schedule but your own. One of my favorite things that I got to do when I was at the park was visit the sled dogs that work in the park in the wintertime. You are able to take your car here as well, even though they do a tour. These guys are the only working sled dogs still in existence in the entire US. And in the wintertime, they do the most important job of making sure that everybody in the park stays safe. But here in the summer months, they get a little bit of time off. We were totally allowed to pet the dogs as long as they were okay with being pet. And during the day, they actually do a demonstration normally, and they'll bring the dogs out, show you how they work, show you how they hook them up to sleds and all of that kind of stuff. However, in July, the demonstration was a little bit limited because it was very hot this day, and, well, huskies don't do well in the heat. It's absolutely still worth checking out, and the rangers will be there to answer any questions that you have about the dogs, how the dogs work, what they do in the wintertime, and all of that good stuff. I highly recommend doing this if you get a chance to go to the park, mainly just because then you can pet some cute dogs, and who doesn't want to do that? Denali National Park is one of those things that you just have to see with your own eyes. Pictures and videos don't do it justice. Seeing it on TV doesn't do it justice. Even for those people who are not that outdoorsy, which I am not, Denali National Park is just a sight to behold, and I would highly recommend going to anybody who is thinking about it. It's worth the trek out there. It's worth the trek to the park. It's even worth risking the bears and the giant mosquitoes.